Hello everyone. Alone we can do so little, but together we can do so much. This is a quote from Helen Keller that proves as a group, much can be conquered and no task is too big. We are here today to help you with the student relation to the Center of Student Involvement. We're going to give you a little insight on our background of our company and give suggestions on what we could improve to help the business grow. We will also discuss the internal and external communications, as well as discuss our SWOT analysis and recommendations. Our business is comprised of well-educated individuals that will meet your requirements. I will pass it on to Holly Allman as she explains the background of our business.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Holly Allman. I am the owner and founder of Cutting Edge Consulting. I have a bachelor's degree in Management Information Systems from the University of West Georgia. I have a master's in Business Administration from UGA. As a college student, it was my dream to open my own consulting firm, which I did upon graduation. It took a while for me to find clients, but once I did, when we started working together, we always achieved the goals that we set out to. However, my client base wasn't growing as fastly as I thought it should, and the clients that I served weren't returning to me as repeated customers. So I began to do some research to find out exactly why. When I came across an article in Forbes magazine that said 8 out of 10 entrepreneurs that begin a business fail within the first 18 months. 8 out of 10 fail. It was very concerning to me, so I wanted to know the answer again, why? The number one reason that article stated for this failure rate was that entrepreneurs were not connecting to their customers and engaging them in in-depth conversations, which means that they weren't building those mutually beneficial, long-lasting relationships with their customer base. That's something that I was guilty of, but I was absolutely determined not to fail. That's when I had my great idea. There we go. I decided to gather together a group of highly qualified individuals to create the executive team for Cutting Edge Consulting, in which we would come up with the latest, most innovative, cutting edge ideas that would effectively connect the companies and entrepreneurs like myself to their customers and their customer base to build those long-lasting beneficial relationships. So I'd like to tell you a little more about our executive team. Our president is Chad Peer. He has a bachelor's degree in marketing, and he also has a master's in business administration from UGA. He has over 10 years of marketing experience and has appeared as a guest speaker on GMA to discuss his marketing tips to entrepreneurs today. Our vice president, Roger Newell, has a bachelor's degree in economics, has a master's in business administration from GSU. He has authored 2 top-selling books to discuss startup businesses for the small business, and he has been interviewed by Bloomberg Business Week to discuss his ideas about how companies can succeed in today's economy. As our Chief Financial Officer, we have William Hurd. He has a bachelor's degree in finance and a master's in professional accounting from the University of West Georgia. His financial advice has been quoted in Forbes on multiple occasions. And for our Chief Information Officer, we have Quaisha Palmer. She has a bachelor's degree in management and a master's degree in computer science applications from the University of West Georgia. She has written articles that has been featured in the New York Times. Cutting Edge Consulting Firm has been recognized by Fast Company magazine for our innovative and original business strategies. Fast Company magazine is a how-to magazine that keeps managers up to date with the leading, trending new business ideas that are happening today. We also helped Zappos. Is anybody familiar with Zappos? Has anybody purchased shoes from Zappos? Okay. We helped them come up with their 10 family core commitments. And of those is delivering wow through service and creating a positive team family spirit. Because we believe that we need to have excellent teamwork and a positive environment in order for us to provide nothing but the best to our customers. And in that way, when we provide that service that is unparalleled to any other, that makes them return to us again, and that makes them spread the word to others. In this spirit, we also helped companies such as AT&T and Home Depot build better communication strategies to build better teams within their own companies and also build better relationships with their customers. I believe that we have come up with some brilliant ideas that will help the Center for Student Involvement make connections to their students, to get students more involved and more aware of who they are and where they are. And we're looking forward to sharing those ideas with you today. Right now I'm going to hand this over to Mr. Roger Newell, who will discuss the statement of need.
Good evening, I'm Roger Newell, and we are here to explain to you all about why your department, the Center for Student Involvement, is very important. As you know, it is a vital asset to our campus. It helps students from freshman year all the way up to their senior year get involved through various outlets and organizations that we have here on campus. The department, which is yours, is always adopting and adapting to changing needs and accommodating needs of students of the 21st century. And the department is here to assist students matriculate throughout their 4 years of college. The Center for Student Involvement, as we know, houses many different organizations such as SAC, which stands for the Student Activities Council, as well as Student Government Association, and the many Greek organizations that we have here on campus. It has also received, throughout the years, many accolades from the president, both Dr. Setner, that just retired last year, as well as our current president, Dr. Kyle Marrero. And we know it has received accolades from outside of our campus, from businesses such as Southwire and other Fortune 500 companies, as well as recognition from students. However, with all these accolades and successes that your department has had, we recognize, our consultants, that there are still needs that need to be addressed and improved upon. And we noticed 3 areas. The 3 areas were location, trying to stay abreast of the social media changes that occur each day, as well as funding, trying to balance out funding to meet the needs of the growing population here at the University of West Georgia. I'm first going to start out with our first need and our first area of concern, which is location. Now, many of you are aware, as you know, you go to work each day, depending on what entrance you go through, that once you go through the main entrance of our campus center, you have to go up the stairs, or if you go to the main entrance, go through the campus center exercise center. You have to swipe your ID card. You have to go through there, go up another flight of stairs, around the track, to the back of the campus center, and then walk through some double doors and get to your office. Now, of course, you all are aware of the location, because you probably can walk to it from the back of your head if you want to walk backwards. However, many students are not aware of the location, and they get easily lost. So, as we refer to this chart here, we did a survey, conducted a survey, and from our results, 58% of students do not know or are not aware of the location for the Center for Student Involvement, compared to 42%. And that's why we are here. We want to have that number of students who are aware of the Center for Student Involvement to increase, and that the people who are not aware of the Center for Student Involvement to decrease. And that is our goal in the upcoming weeks and months that we are working with you. Our next area of concern is trying to stay abreast of the social media changes. As you know, we have Facebook, Twitter, Yik, a new app that has came out, Instagram, and we also have YouTube as well. As you know, many people, as well as students particularly, are moving away from Facebook. Now they are heavily using Twitter. So now we are trying to figure out what avenue should we go down. Should the department move to using Twitter more to reach out to students? Should it go to creating an Instagram page, which it already has? Should we put more things on Instagram to reach out to students as well? And lastly, our next area of need is figuring out funding to balance out, to meet the accommodations of students, the growing population of UWG. As you know, each year, the population increased for UWG. This year, we're expected to have at least 2,000 freshmen enter this year for the class of 2014 in August. As you know, the economy is still not up to full par yet, and the funding from our state government is still stagnant. So we got to find ways to meet the requirements of students, as well as making sure we still stay within our budget means. And now, we will have our internal and external methods from Mr. William Hurd. Yes, sir.
All right, which one do we take to go to next?
This.
Okay, all right. I'm here, sorry, I had a little cold this morning, so excuse me. I'm here to talk about our internal and external communication strategies, ideas. There's two big facets of external communication to reach out to students. Now, on the Center for Student Involvement's website, it says that the way to reach out to students and get students involved will help them have a higher graduation rate, or help overall have a higher graduation rate. But also, what I thought about is, or what we thought about was that also it gets them to come back to our funding and donate as alumni. So, how do you make students feel like they belong to the University of West Georgia? You talk to them face to face. You smile at them. You go up to them, approach them, give them a flyer about the Center for Student Involvement. Make them feel like they belong. And the second one, and we're going to come back to this a lot, is social media. It's the biggest way to get students to come to the Center for Student Involvement. You can reach out to thousands of students with a click of one button to get them to come. Now, I'm going to use Facebook as an example. Facebook's dying now. But on the UWG Facebook, not the UWG Facebook, it has 50,000 views. And the Facebook sphere, that's not a lot. That's not even near a lot considering how many students are on campus. We need the Center for Student Involvement's page to surpass the UWG page. We need to put on there something to get them to come to us. All right. The third is the telephone. Now, we are trying to back away from phone calls to students because we all don't like phone calls. I mean, I know when I get one, I'm like, it's UWG, I usually don't answer it, let it go to voicemail. So that's another. Internally, that's great. Email, telephone, internally between employees, keep it up, you're doing good. Now, this is our projected analysis if you hire, or when we get done with your company. The blue is where you're at now. It's all right, but get to the yellow or the orange, we can help you out a lot. Our SWOT analysis. Here we have 4 strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. The strengths, enthusiasm. In talking to y'all at the Center for Student Involvement, you've been real enthusiastic every time we talk to you. Keep it up, that's great. The weaknesses, communicating with commuter students. This is something that we're going to have to work on. Commuter students, they come to campus, they go to class, they might go get something to eat, get in the car, go home. Most of them don't lollygag around. They know the people that's in their classes, some may know a few outside their classes, but they're not hearing the chit-chat that's going on with the other involved students. They're not hearing the events that's going on, what the Greek Society's doing, or what certain sorority fraternities doing. They're not hearing what SGA has going on. When we figure out a way to get commuter students involved, we're going to increase we're going to increase involvement by a lot. Opportunities, again, social media connections. We've got to find more ways to get students to the social media pages. And that's going to bring about more efficient means of communication. threats. Our athletic department and outside community organizations. Everybody loves football. Everybody loves basketball. We're in the South. Sports is the biggest thing in the South to most people. Outside community organizations, the amphitheater on the square. They're always playing movies, they're having concerts. They're going to draw a lot of attention. But where there's threats, there's also opportunities. And athletes at the athletic games, basketball games, football games, volleyball games, we need to set up booths. We need to get out and give out flyers at these ball games. At the community organizations, we need to set up at the square when they're doing the dine on the square and hand out flyers to get outside people involved in the university. That's about it for our internal and external organizations. I'm going to give it to Quay for our recommendations.
Hey, I'm Quaisha. And as a company, we came up with a few recommendations that would help out with CSI. The first one is the internal communication. As Roger and William said, that we think the location should be changed because it's so difficult to find. And since they're on the 3rd floor, nobody don't know where it is, including myself. And we think that it should be moved like in the main entrance that everybody can see and come to it and know more about it. And the second recommendation is the flyer. We decided that we should make brochures and flyers and have them around campus so that students can have and come visit y'all and see what more, where is CSI more about. The second target is the external communication. We had that like community, like William said, community student, like they just pack up, they go to class, pack up and go home. We just think that it should be more events for them to have, like go to and see what more on campus that they can get involved with. Also, the second recommendation is the new upcoming freshmen, like being committed of the first year experience, like when they all come together, like stay for them 3 days, like talk to them and try to get involved try to let them get involved or try to join GREET or join the clubs that we all have. And the last one is the organization image, like Twitter, like we said, Twitter. Nobody really don't use Facebook like that anymore. So like Twitter is very popular because I use it a lot. But like CSI should post a lot of events or what going on, or what we doing, or what coming up, or what to improve, or what should we improve. Like just different questions to see student feedbacks and see how to improve it. And also we said invent an app, like make an app as a CSI, and so like the student can check it and then make sure like go to different events that we have on campus, and then like the community student can know that we have some so they can stay and then we can be more empowered to our school, and more students can be involved and try to involve or go GREET or join these clubs that we have. So now, as I talked about the recommendation, I'm gonna give it to Chad again about the conclusion.
All right, y'all. In conclusion, we want the Center of Student Involvement to increase in student relations as well as fulfill the needs of students. We are honored to share our quality customer service as well as add tremendous value and work ethic to fulfill the needs of the Center of Student Involvement. We hope our proposal gave you some insight of our company and how we can help. Thank you for taking the time to hear Cutting Edge Consulting's plan of adding student participation to the Center of Student Involvement. Are there any questions at this time? What's up?
How much time and effort will be needed to put these recommendations in place?
With the apps, it might take a year because it don't cost a lot of money. But brochure can be a week or two. And, location might take a lot, cause we have to find out what building we can go to, or is it gonna be necessary to move or not to move.
Any other
What risks are involved with your recommendations?
Well, the main risk, of course, would be cost analysis. Where is the money coming from? Will it come out of our budget? Will we have help from other departments or is it from the university as a whole? Another risk is with the location is it possible to move? If not, we have to find another marketing avenue to go down, as well as how can we market what the location is of the Center for Student Involvement or your department there. Yes.
Yes.
What do you believe the Center for Student Involvement's long-term potential is compared to other departments or organizations that you've consulted in the past?
Well, I think it's great because the Center for Student Involvement has excellent activities for students to get involved in. It's just that most of us are not aware of the activities. I think if we start getting them, getting the students more aware of what's going on, just like we did with these other companies, they would be excel just as great as anybody else did because the services they provide are excellent. We just need to let everybody know that they're here.
Yes, ma'am.
Why would working with a consulting company be a smart choice and or investment?
Without working with us, you're gonna be doing this stuff on your own. You gotta have a lot of manpower. I mean, that's the biggest thing is you're hiring our manpower to change these things for you, or to help start the process to change these things for you. I mean, you've got your employees already busting their tails to do their day-to-day jobs. So to change something, you need a little outside help to come and do it. Get a fresh idea, a fresh start on new improvements.
We also believe in providing our customers with nothing but the best. So we have gathered a team of people that have so much experience and so many talents, and we believe that we're going to sit there, we're going to be on the grind, we're going to look for those new things, those innovative trends, and what we can do that other companies haven't even thought of yet, or other departments haven't even thought of yet to put you ahead of the curve.
Yes, sir.
Tell me again how the Twitter recommendation will improve our department's image.
Yes, with Twitter, as I stated earlier, you know, many students are moving away from Facebook, from the use of Facebook. Many students are on Twitter now. Twitter is still heavily popular within our student population. So that would be a great avenue to use to reach out to students. We have students, first of all, make them aware that that you all have a Twitter page, the Center for Student Involvement. Ask them to follow you. A good way is when freshmen have orientation, make sure during your presentation that you stress that you have a Twitter page. Make sure as you can have them take out their phones then and follow you on Twitter. That way, if they follow you on Twitter, you can put events that are going on throughout the week on there. Because as you know, freshmen are the majority of the population that are on campus. So through that, you can post your events throughout the week. If you're having a tailgate during the football season, as well as the weekend West Georgia events as well. Any other questions?